Welcome aboard, applicants. Let's begin with First Year Law Students Exam, October 2017, question number 3. As with all essay questions, we begin with the call of the question, so let's begin there. Number 1. What are owner's rights and remedies, if any, with regard to getting the wrong brand of tiles from Floor Code? Discuss. 2. What are owner's rights and remedies, if any, with regard to Floor Code's delegation of its duties to a new installer? Discuss. 3. What are owner's rights and remedies, if any, with regard to Floor Code's cancellation of the floor cleaning contract? Well, right here, this word contract has given me a heads up as to what area of law we're dealing with here. Most likely we're dealing with contract law. And as such, we should probably start putting down our shopping list for contract law: contract formation, third-party rights, conditions, covenants, excuses, discharge of duty to perform, breach of contract, and remedies. Okay, and remember here, we also want to address our calls. Number 1 call: what are owner's rights and remedies, if any, with regard to getting the wrong brand of tile? What are owner's rights and remedies with regard to getting the wrong brand of tiles from Floorco? Question mark. Number 2, what are owner's rights and remedies with regard to Floorco's delegation of its duties to a new installer? 3, what are owner's rights and remedies with regard to Floorco's cancellation of the floor cleaning contract? Okay, excellent. And our shopping list will help us during our issue spotting time, but this will come in great handy, or usefulness, because not only will our shopping list, but having done this ahead of time, because that'll help us at the end of our essay to better time manage. And speaking of time manage, let's get to the question. First read is our movie mode, so let's go into that. Okay, owner entered into a valid written contract. I want to make sure to spot that right now. Okay, with Floorco to purchase beige-colored Acme brand vinyl floor tiles for her new restaurant for $10,000 to be delivered in 3 weeks. The day after the contract was signed, Floorco called owner and orally agreed to install the tiles during the week following delivery for $5,000, which offer was immediately accepted by owner. 2 weeks later, Floorco called owner again and told her that it was buying a new superior floor cleaning machine and that it would like to use this new machine to clean the vinyl floors once a week for 1 year in return for $5,000. Eager to have a professional company take care of the cleaning, owner again immediately accepted the cleaning offer. Owner paid $20,000 for the tiles, the installation, and the year of cleaning. Floorco delivered all the tiles on the scheduled delivery date. Although the tiles were visually identical to Acme brand beige tiles, they were actually Bravo brand, a more expensive and higher quality vinyl tile than Acme's. That evening, Floorco sent owner an email that stated, "We assume you are delighted by our substituting the much better Bravo tiles for your order. We have arranged for and paid Irving, who is an independent contractor flooring installer, to install your vinyl tiles this week. The manufacturer of the new vinyl clean machines has just today permanently ceased all production and canceled our machine order due to a design defect. So we will not be cleaning your floors this year and will refund your $5,000 immediately. Now, looking at the first call, what are owners' rights, if any, with regard to getting the wrong brand of tiles? Well, just going through our shopping, or excuse me here, going through our question, we've noticed that there's a valid written contract. And when that happens, the question is, do we still go through the applicable law? We sure do. So let's come down here and talk about that. So what is our applicable law here? Well, see right here, we have the purchasing of Acme brand or Acme colored beige color, excuse me, Acme brand vinyl floor tiles for owner's new restaurant for $10,000 to be delivered in 3 weeks. Now this was the original contract as it was or intended. The day though after the contract was signed, big important there that it was signed. Florco called owner and orally offered to install the tiles during the week following delivery for $5,000, which offer was immediately accepted by owner. Now, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after this $5,000 offer for the installation of the tiles, Florco called owner again and told her that it was buying a new superior floor cleaning machine and that it would like to use this new machine to clean the vinyl floors once a week for 1 year in return for $5,000. Now, eager to have a professional company take care of the cleaning. Owner again immediately accepted the cleaning offer. Owner paid $20,000 for the tiles, the installation, and the year of cleaning. So this is what we're looking at here. See, this is the $10,000 would be for the tiles. The $5,000 would have been for the cleaning, if I got this right. The installation, and an additional $5,000 would have been for the year of cleaning. That really helps us now when we're coming down here for the applicable law, because we're actually dealing with the Uniform Commercial Code. Now remember, when we're talking about this, we're going to be bringing up the predominant factor test. And remember, the predominant factor test looks at what the contract is predominantly. Remember, we have $10,000 being for tile, the purchase of tile. We have $5,000 for installation, which is a common law services type contract, and we have $5,000 being for the cleaning. Okay, so with that in mind, we have a contract that is predominantly for the purchase of a good, which would be consistent with us finding the applicable law being the Uniform Commercial Code. But we could also, in a strategic essay sense, talk about both the UCC and common law where applicable in our contract analysis. Okay, now after having established that, and that we have predominantly our contract that is predominantly the Uniform Commercial Code, we want to make sure to talk about merchants here as well. And do we have merchant status between the parties? Well, this is Florco. Looks to me like we have in Florco a merchant who deals with the installation, or the purchasing, the installation, and cleaning of floor tiles. So we got one party. Now the other one is a restaurant owner, such as owner, but they're a new restaurant owner, so it's arguable whether or not they're a merchant. But I would say both parties here would be considered merchants. Just a very brief, quick discussion here, and then contract formation. And we want to make sure to note that we have up here the phrase valid written contract. Okay. But all we're going to do inside of our contract formation discussion is talk about offer acceptance consideration. Remember though, in terms of our offer, what is it we have in term as our offer terms? Well, we have quantity, which would be, yeah, but she is not. Well, that's exactly right. So you could argue that's exactly right. You could say though, as a new merchant, that's right. So you know what? We'll say Florco is the merchant. Okay, I can see that. Right. Absolutely. Florco is merchant. Owner is non-merchant. Is not. Well, let's just do not a merchant. Okay. Yeah, this is tricky. This is tricky. So we got quantity, we got time. I want to make sure to put this out. Interested parties, price, and subject matter. I want to make sure we talk about subject matter. Remember, subject matter is we got the purchase, installation, and cleaning of floor tiles. Okay. Okay, make sure to put that in there. It's like that. Price. Remember, our price was a total contract price of what? $20,000. Let's see here. Oops. And be sure to put that in that how the breakout of that $20,000 is, so that we can be using as many facts as we can possibly use. Okay, here. Let's see. Thank you for your patience. Oh, I'll just leave this just like this then. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Now, interested parties. Obviously, we have owner and Florco. Time 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, if I remember correctly up here. Yes, exactly. But remember that we're also supposed to use our facts up here, the fact as to the $20,000, which is what we're using here, and that the $10,000 initially was for the purchase of the tile. The $5,000 was added at a later point for the installation, and another $5,000 was added for the cleaning. Now this is the aspect, because they immediately accepted the cleaning offer, and that's what I'm saying. This is exactly right. This would be the essence of what mutual assent is about, the offer and acceptance. But we want to make sure that we talk about all of our contract formation terms from our facts. Okay. Now, oh yeah, delivered within 3 weeks. And then quantity, we got floor tiles. So I'm not quite sure. I don't think there's a quantity here. It's just that it was the Acme brand vinyl floor tiles. Okay. Which we're probably going to bring in the reasonable. Yeah. Acme, what yeah, Acme floor tiles. Okay. Now, that's exactly right that you mentioned mutual assent, because that's what we're going to throw in right here. And we're going to throw in an additional talk too. We might throw in a quick little discussion about consideration, just a quick one. And then to make sure we bring up statute of frauds. Sale of goods 500 or more, but remember it's already satisfied because we have a writing. So we'll put this in here. Okay. Okay. Just making sure that we note that. And then down here now. So what is it? What is it that owner's rights and remedies with regard to getting the wrong brand of tile? This is when actual performance takes place. That's right. Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about. See, that was one way of looking at that. See, the aspect about the modification now. Modification would be the 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 added installation and cleaning of the tiles. That's exactly right. See, that is definitely a excellent observation. So you absolutely want to put a yes, exactly. Now, but before statute of frauds, maybe after. I'm just thinking about that. It's possible you could do it before, but I would probably put it after. Yeah. Okay. So after modification, we've got a condition precedent that it what would be the condition, you could say express condition here, to because it was in writing. Express condition precedent that we got. What is it we have? Acme beige. Yeah, exactly. Acme tile. But remember, what kind of tile here is a big deal. It's that beige colored tile. Absolutely. Okay. And that, what is it too? That it has to be delivered within 3 weeks. Okay. Now, and remember, the thing about express condition precedents is that, do they have to be strictly complied with? Absolutely. Okay, and that's what we're looking at here. It's not just a substantial performance, but a strict compliance. And then that sets the stage now for what? Well, let's take a look. Let's go back up here. What happens? Well, Florico delivered all the tiles on the scheduled delivery date. Although the tiles were visually identical to the Acme brand, our Acme brand beige tiles, they were actually Bravo brand. Well, there you go. A more expensive and higher quality vinyl tile than Acme's. Well, so this is the aspect. That evening, Florico sent owner an email that stated, "We assume you are delighted by our substituting the much better Bravo tiles for your order. We have arranged for and paid Irving, who is an independent contractor flooring installer, to install your vinyl tiles this week. The manufacturer of the new vinyl cleaning machine has just today permanently ceased all production and canceled our machine order due to a design defect, so we cannot be cleaning your floors, or we will not be cleaning your floors this year, and will refund your $5,000 immediately." Now, what is the sending of the different floor tiles in our hypothetical here? Well, remember we talked about this. This is the non-conforming shipment. Now, remember though, we got to ask ourselves here, the letter that came with it. Remember that's what they tried to do on that one, I believe, is an acknowledgement letter. And that would have actually made this right, an accommodation shipment. Right, that would have made this an accommodation shipment. Right. Oh, you're exactly right. accommodation letter. That's exactly right. And so the non-conforming shipment is actually what took place because did the letter come with the tiles? Let's read it again. See, all the tiles were delivered on the scheduled delivery date. So as to the delivery date, everything's okay. But it's what came on the delivery date. The tiles were visually identical, but remember that evening, Florco sent an email. That's the aspect about the accommodation shipment. It didn't the accommodation communication did not come with the shipment. Therefore, we have a non-conforming shipment. Okay, and therefore, yeah, time is a big issue here, right? Exactly. That. But here's the thing: we technically have in at this point a breach of contract aspect. We have an acceptance plus a breach. Yes, exactly right, which goes straight to PTR. That's exactly right. And that's where we're going to go right now. Well, this is the aspect too. Now, this isn't necessarily anticipatory repudiation, although you could see it like that, and that's where I'm going to just throw in a quick little anticipatory repudiation. Actually, you know what? This is not anticipatory repudiation. This is a straight repudiation. Oh. Well, oh, that's interesting. That yeah, you know what? I have to agree with you on that. You're right. All right, it goes straight to breach. Okay, great. And as for perfect tender rule, they did not perfectly tender. They exactly. That wasn't a strict compliance with the express condition. Exactly. Now, considering that we have a breach of contract, now we have to remedy that breach. Remedies. Okay. Now, what is it here? We're going to throw in first. We got a mitigation of damages. Our unavoidable consequence rule, and then we throw in expectation damages, and we're also going to be looking at, now remember, this is the aspect too about this, they're visually identical. Okay, so that are we here's what there can what owner can actually do at this point is accept the shipment or reject the shipment, or accept in part and reject in part. Okay, but remember here, once we get down to remedies, what is it that they would be entitled to in terms of their rights and remedies with regard to getting the wrong tile? Whatever the difference is between the Acme brand, the difference between the Acme brand minus the, what was it here, the brand that was actually sent, I believe it was Bravo, minus the Bravo brand. So the difference between the two. Which would represent in essence the benefit of their bargain. Okay. Now also make sure to put in your consequential damages discussion. Hadley versus Baxendale. And then incidental damages. Okay, make sure to throw in a conclusion, because we have to continue writing this to call number 2, which goes to what now? Goes to what are owner's rights. Got to make sure to copy and paste this down here. Okay. Right after this. Oh. Should have put that right here. Okay. Bring this down as well. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Now. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Now, what are rights? What are owner's rights and remedies with regard to the delegation of his duties to delegation of the duties to a new installer? That's where we're talking about here. The delegation of duty. Remember now, we're talking about is it a non-delegable duty? That's our question here. In other words, does it require a skill, knowledge, experience, training? No. Yeah. So, in other words, the rights and remedies with regard to delegation should they then be required to accept that performance from Irwin or Irvin? Well, that's right here. When they arranged to pay Irvin, who is an independent contractor, floor installer, to install the tiles this week. So it looks to me like they should most likely be required to accept a performance. But remember something though, that even though they may have to accept Irvin's performance, remember though that Florco, because of the lack of innovation, is secondarily liable for any for any kind of shortcoming that Irving might have in terms of the installation. Then I would throw in a conclusion here. Okay. Now, what are owner's rights and remedies with regard to Florco's cancellation of the floor cleaning contract? This goes to the discharge of the duty to perform. Remember this down here when it says right here. Here we go. The manufacturer of the new vinyl cleaning machine has just today permanently ceased all production and canceled our order due to a design defect. Okay, so what is this here? Well, this is what they're saying is that it's an impossibility. So I would throw in our discharge duty cluster here. Impossibility of performance, impracticability, and frustration of purpose. And at this point, this is exactly what they should have done, which is remedy by refunding. This is it. So we will not be cleaning your floors this year, and we'll refund your $5,000 immediately. So, okay. Should I throw in a conclusion here? Okay. I think. That's the thing too. I think we have the delegation of duties. This is not an assignment of a contract. Just wanted to make sure I was on task on that one, and or correct on that one. Is that we are correct? It's a delegation of a duty. Okay, so just to summarize, what are owner's rights and remedies with regard to getting the wrong brand of tiles from Florco? Well, because we got the Uniform Commercial Code, we went through our merchants discussion quickly. Contract formation, valid written contract, the offer, mutual assent, and consideration. And then statute of frauds, quick discussion on that. And make sure to go through your modifications, express condition proceed, concerning the Acme brand tile, delivered within 3 weeks, strict compliance, non-conforming shipment because of the accommodation letter not accompanying the non-conforming shipment, the breach of contract through the perfect tender rule, the remedies, mitigation of damages, expectation, difference between the Acme brand and the Bravo brand, benefit of the bargain, consequential damages, Halley versus Baxendale, incidental damages, and our conclusion. And then what are the rights and remedies with regard to Florco's delegation of its duties to a new installer? Delegation of duty. Non-delegable duty, it is delegable. Therefore, they must accept performance. But remember, Florco is secondarily liable for any shortcomings that Irving might cause, and therefore that would be our conclusion as well. That owner has a rights and remedies with regard to Florco as to anything that Irving may come short on. And then now, what are owner's rights and remedies with regard to Florco's cancellation of the floor cleaning contract? Make sure to talk about impossibility of performance due to that cancellation of the cleaning equipment due to design defect, the impracticability of them finding an equivalent cleaning device, and the last part is due to that non-ability of getting that cleaning device, the frustration of purpose has occurred in their contract, and therefore the Florco cancellation of the cleaning contract would require the refund of the $5,000 back to owner. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a very challenging question, but it was doable. We were able to work through it and be able to address all three of our calls of the question. And I hope you had a great time applying our essay strategies and tactics. Okay, and I want to put a shout out to Chess Cruncher TV. Keep crunching, Chess Cruncher. I also want to put a shout out to my Amazon Kindle book, Battling the Big Bad Baby Bar Essay Basics. Thank you for tuning in, and look forward to more essay questions and where we can stretch our wings and get stronger in essay tactics and essay strategies. Thank you for tuning in. God bless.